Hello once again, audience. This is the Team Single Track TP4. So it's the post-mortem. We're going to talk about what was supposed to happen, some things that we did right and wrong, and some recommendations for later teams. First thing that was supposed to happen for us was we wanted to win the contest, obviously, like every other class. Every other class. But what happened was our grammar. We screwed up on the grammar and didn't get enough votes. But we came in close second, so that's good. We're also supposed to be going through all of our stages, which we felt we went through most of them. We went through most of them. We had a good run. We all got along real well. We trusted each other like right off the bat. So it was good. We really built up as a team. One of the things we did wrong though is, as you can see, with I don't really have professional looking clothing or a background. For later teams in this class, I would definitely recommend looking more professional than especially I did. I had a big beard going, so you want to look professional. So that's one of the things that we did wrong, specifically me.
What went wrong was our week 2 team project, where we were supposed to research. This is probably the most important assignment besides the final, in my opinion, because you're supposed to research your game. The game genres vary from month to month. Ours was a biking game based off the Xbox 360, and Kinect motion controls could be used. And instead of researching that, we researched our roles in depth, which in turn isn't a bad thing, but it was completely wrong. We were supposed to research the game, which would have helped us immensely in week 3, because we would have cut down on preparation time and known exactly what we wanted to do. So it increased the workload, and we got a negative score for the week 2 project, but we did learn our roles a little better and helped us become more successful and effective team members. So it wasn't a complete loss, but it was a loss in the eyes of the game, or the project.
Now, what went wrong, in my opinion, for our team single track? One was first, our early communication wasn't the best. We had a lot of different schedules, and we couldn't really narrow down a good meeting time for everybody to meet. A lot of times, a lot of people would be at work, so it'd kind of be hard for people to actually, hop in and get a good grasp of what we were trying to do for this week. The first 2 weeks, especially the second week, our communication really wasn't the best. But we worked on that, and then we got, a settled pretty much schedule of, everybody meeting at a certain time. And if you weren't actually, putting a lot of thought into the meetings, you were still there and you were seeing actually what we were talking about. And then another thing that we didn't really do great on, kind of did wrong, was our early videos. We weren't really sure. Week 1, we did our video, and week 1 was pretty much, lax for everyone. Just get it done and see like what the best way of doing it. And so our second week, we did the video kind of the same way. And we got some great feedback saying our videos had to be a little bit more cohesive, stay on subject, but also include your team members. So we started, third week, we started looking at, how to do things a little bit better.
The wrong, I would say not giving enough feedback as a team. There were certain times when, in the beginning, we weren't really communicating as well, or not giving enough feedback on the project or what assignment was due. We could have done a lot better, or I could have done a lot better myself as well, considering that my time is very offset from the other team, but I still managed to find a way to communicate with my team. But I would say that would be one of the top things that we should have done better on. Another thing is getting the work done early. There were some weeks, like one a week or so, that I'll either get the work done early, or was still waiting a little bit later to get it done. But I could have personally worked or done better on that. But overall, I think our team really came together, and we did a good job. And Nick, Chris, and Troy, myself, we all got our work done before the deadline, obviously. Hours, like 24 hours before the deadlines were due. First, I'm going to jump on the right. The TP3 project, I thought overall was really well done and well maintained. Our team basically communicated. We worked together. Even if we had questions about certain things, we weren't hesitant to ask. We actually got together really fast and either text or call, or whatever the case may be. But we really worked hard the last, that first week and throughout the whole project. Flowed pretty well. Nick did a fabulous job putting it together, keeping us up to date about what's going on. Give input about that project. When we saw it, I thought it was really great. He did an awesome job.
One of the rights that we did was we turned in most of the time. We were the first ones to turn in our assignments, so we really buckled down and got the stuff done early, so we could have usually the last couple days to kind of relax and get ready for the next week. So
what went right? What went very right was team chemistry. Now, there's a lot of teams that have a love for the game, and that's nice. That's what you always want. Team members who don't love the game will struggle regardless of relationships with other team members. But we had a love for our game that we created, but we also had a love for each other. And we worked very well together, I believe, because of team chemistry. And this will kind of go on into recommendations for the future for you guys. But our team chemistry was successful because at the beginning, week 1, we kind of just took a moment to get to know each other. I had known one of my other teammates prior to this session, and the other 2 members who had joined us had known each other prior, so it was a little easier. But even if each one of you, whether 4 or 5 or 6, sometimes 3, if you don't know each other at all, just take the time, take 1 or 2 days, 1 or 2 meetings. They don't have to be long meetings, maybe an hour, 30 minutes even, and just get to know each other. What do you like? What kind of games? I assume everyone plays video games, so what kind of games do you like to play? Where do you live? And what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? Because later on, week 1, you're going to have to do the team charter, which is knowing your roles. And these roles will evolve over the course, but you will need a general understanding. And if you know each other's strengths and weaknesses, it'll be much easier to place each other in the strongest roles possible so that you will become efficient. So our team chemistry went extremely right, and that led us to many successful meetings and many successful weeks. Not to say that we were perfect all the time or that we never had any disagreements or arguments. Of course, that's going to naturally arise, and this course deals a lot with managing conflict, which is very nice. But overall, the team chemistry helped us progress easier through the different tasks that we had to do.
Now, looking at the things that we did right as a team for Team Single Track, it's kind of going back to what I said earlier about in the wrongs. Our communication got a lot better. Week 3, we buckled down. Everybody was able to meet at least an hour and a half every single day that week. Earlier weeks, we kind of took Monday off just so we can let the brain unplug from the matrix. But week 3, we buckled down. We got a lot of research done. We discussed what our actual game was going to be. And like I said, everybody was there, and it was great to have a lot of feedback from the team. Also, another thing that we did right, like I said, going back to what I said during the wrong, our communication, got better, And then that led to better videos. We decided to actually upload our videos early. This way, say if Troy had his video first, whoever had the video next, they were able to see what he had to say and then build off of his either topic, which most of the time it wasn't really, everybody had a set topic. So it was mostly Troy would finish and then say Christopher would be next, and Christopher would be like, hey, thanks Troy, and then Christopher would basically lay down what he thought, and then the next person would build off of that.
Recommendation I would have to throw out there is to just be professional. I mean, like every other class, you just want to be professional, and you want to use Dropbox as soon as you can. Like if you have Dropbox, start using it right away in this class. It'll help a lot. Like that's how we got our team. Well, we assigned him as team leader, Nick. We got him. That's how we got all of our videos put together. So you want to do that right away. Start using that Dropbox application. It works amazing. I'll pass it on to the next member now, and thanks for watching.
So, recommendations for the future for new team members starting out. I think it's important to not instantaneously jump right into assignments. So day one, you're going to be watching a lot of videos from Brent Cook, and he'll explain everything, but learning it through someone else's eyes and actually doing it yourself is completely different. So before you just jump into all the assignments, you might feel overwhelmed. There's a few new things that you probably haven't experienced before in previous classes. And before you do that, it's important to note that you should perhaps get to know each other for a few days. Just talk, and you don't really need an objective, just get to know each other. And then from there, start working on assignments and so on and so forth. Also, listen to feedback from your team members. It's very important that you do that too.
For future teams, I think the best recommendation that I can say, and Troy picked up on it a little bit, Dropbox. Dropbox is going to be your best friend. We used it in a way of, I actually ended up editing the videos. I had a little bit more knowledge of that because of my current occupation. So I had everybody upload their videos for the discussions, for the Pechakuchas, for the responses up onto Dropbox. And what I did is I actually downloaded their videos and I pieced together either, trimmed the beginning or trimmed the end, or depending on the length of the videos, I actually, trimmed some, put some, different effects like dissolves in between some low spaces or some spaces where there was no talk, just to, get the videos trimmed down to the time frame that we had. And also, I think getting the work done pretty much early, this way you can, if you need to fix anything, you can get those fixes done, and you can talk as a team and be like, hey, I watched your video and I thought it was good, but maybe you can, add this to it, or you can change this up a little bit. Or if there's any confusion, if someone does a topic that another person had, you can easily go back and change that topic.
Another thing that I probably would recommend is communication right from the get-go. When we find out who the team members are, send an email, whatever the case the communication is, and figure out the scheduling, figure out the best time to meet, figure out if it's texting, figure out if it's going to be Skype or calling or three-way, four-way calling, video chat, whatever the case may be. That would probably be my recommendation for teams later on. Just make sure they're all on the same page. Personally, I would like certain team members on my team that works with my schedule as well. I mean, if we all come together at the same time and work together and we all have the same work schedule, that would be perfect. But reality, it's going to be really tough to do that. And we would have to work around it and make a team effort to make this happen. But once again, this is Leo from Team Single Track. Check you guys later, man. And good luck to everyone.